How how important is your car choice? It's very, very hard to answer this question because it is mostly a subjective choice. I mean, it's opinion based, but it depends on what you want to look for. I mean, the Octane, for instance, is a very overall well-rounded car for pretty much everything. At least it was when I used it. I don't use Octane anymore. So, I personally use a flat car because it makes flicks significantly stronger. Granted, you don't typically see me doing a whole hell of a lot of flicks, but when I do, they are 90% of the time an absolute banger. Okay. So when I say it's a subjective thing, you gotta think what it's your preference. I mean, it's all it is. I mean, it's your preference. I won't say it makes a huge difference between, oh, flat cars are so much better than, non-flat cars, hybrid or Octane hitbox cars. No, that's not true. Everyone has their own thing, and that's just how it is. I mean, you don't. There is no one's better than the other. It's what you like better about what type of car. What's up, Furious Joker? Welcome to the stream, brother. So I prefer the Breakout. You don't see a whole lot of Breakout mains. You see a lot of Dominus mains, or Batmobile even. You see a lot less Batmobile these days than you do Dominus, but you'll see a lot of Dominus, you'll see a lot of Octane, and you'll see a lot of Finnick. And potentially some of the newer cars that I don't know about because I haven't been playing this too terribly much. But, like the... I'm sure people have been using the... this car. The REMX, or R3MX GXT. Well, it's just the R3MX, but this is the model, more or less. The GXT is the model, kind of. I'm sure a lot of people have been using this car. I don't pay enough attention, but I will say that when it comes to actual physical hitbox type, it is totally up to you on what you like better than the other. So ultimately, what it's going to take is you experimenting with each car type. And I mean literally each car, like all of them. Because, the Battle Bus, the Merc, these big ass vehicles have, the Merc hitbox, whereas the Breakout, I don't know what type of hitbox that has, but like the Sentio, I want to say, has a Dominus, and whatever cars you have access to, try them. See what you like. Experiment with them. Learn better mechanics. I don't know where you're at mechanically speaking, but for instance, if I were to do a 45-degree flick or something along those lines in an Octane, I'm willing to bet it would not go nearly as fast. I know people that once you master it in an Octane, for instance, I know you can get a really fast flick, but it ultimately just depends, and you just gotta practice with the car, see how you feel about it after a couple of weeks playing with it, after you're actually used to it. If you decide, oh, I'm not a big fan of this car, that's when you need to think, okay, so such and such car is not going to be the car for me. What can I go to next? So say you try the Dominus, which I went from Octane to Dominus. I was a Dominus main for several months, and then I started playing bad with the Dom, so I switched to the Breakout, and I decided I can't play well with the Dominus anymore. I can't play well with the Batmobile because it's too flat. Granted, the Breakout is a very flat car, but it's a nice in between the Dominus and the the Batmobile. So you really just gotta experiment with it and see what you prefer more. in terms of general gameplay, no, the car type does not matter. It's just how you play the car. That's what matters. Welcome back. Does that make sense, Chris? Mechanically, I'm still working on the base mechanics. Dominus is feeling the best right now. So if you're playing with the Dominus, stick with the Dominus. And I assume you're probably still in the lower ranks, so stick with the Dominus. If you decide once you're a higher rank that you want to, you know, switch over to try something else, go for it. There's nothing stopping you from experimenting. Hell, even as a lower rank, if you want to try it, go for it. I just want you to get used to playing a specific car. I want you to get used to playing a specific car before, you know, you go off switching. Because, for example, you can't go from just playing a Batmobile and then go off and decide, oh yeah, I want to play the what is it called, the Aftershock. Yeah, the Aftershock. Because this hunk of garbage is a whole different ball game from a Batmobile. So, you know, you get used to playing with one car, get good with that one car, and then if you decide it's not going to be the best choice for you, or even if you just want to experiment and see what's up, go for it. Try out your Octane, your even the Breakout. The Breakout is a good car. It's kind of underrated. If you learn how to play the car right, it's a good car. But that's the same thing with any vehicle. Body type does not matter. It's how you play with that body type. Get in there!